It was a bright, sunny afternoon on the sprawling practice pitch, and the world seemed perfectly ordinary. Until Messi arrived. With a mischievous glint in his eye, he bounced the soccer ball on his foot, tapping it lightly, almost playfully, as if it were a balloon instead of a perfectly round sphere. Neymar, leaning lazily against the goalpost, squinted suspiciously, while Ronaldo adjusted his gloves, ready to prove once again that he could outshine anyone. The air hummed with anticipation, for everyone knew that when Messi decided to perform, ordinary football would become something entirely unpredictable. Messi flicked the ball between his feet with an effortless grace, and it seemed to obey his commands as if it had a mind of its own. He spun it on his toe, caught it on his shoulder, then tapped it lightly on his knee, sending it soaring into a perfect arc that landed right into the top corner of the net. The ball's trajectory defied physics, teasing gravity itself, and the sound of it hitting the net was almost musical. Neymar whistled in disbelief, dropping his casual demeanor. "Wait, what just happened?" he exclaimed, running over. Messi didn't answer. He was already rolling the ball between his feet in a hypnotic rhythm, his eyes gleaming with mischief. "Your turn," he said, pointing to Neymar. Neymar took a deep breath and tried to imitate the trick, flicking the ball onto his knee, spinning it onto his head, and attempting a delicate flick toward the goal. But the ball had other plans. It bounced off his shin, smacked them squarely in the forehead, and rolled lazily out of bounds. Neymar staggered backward, holding his head, while Messi laughed quietly to himself, hiding the sheer joy of seeing a friend fail spectacularly. Not to be outdone, Ronaldo stepped forward. His jaw set in determined focus, he took the ball, juggling it with precision that any professional would admire. He attempted Messi's famous phantom pass, spinning the ball between his legs and flicking it in a seemingly impossible angle toward the goal. But of course, gravity and the ball conspired against him. The ball hit the crossbar, bounced directly into a water bucket sitting nearby, splashing water everywhere, and Ronaldo ended up soaked from head to toe. Messi couldn't hold back his laughter this time. Even Neymar doubled over, pointing at Ronaldo's drenched expression. But Messi wasn't done. He picked up the soggy ball, wiped it off with his shirt, and tapped it lightly with a single toe. The ball floated in front of him, spinning lazily, then shot into the air like a rocket. With a swift flick of his heel, it split into two, and suddenly there were two soccer balls bouncing independently, almost dancing. Neymar gasped. Ronaldo's jaw dropped. Both of them instinctively tried to catch up, running frantically. But no matter what they did, Messi's magic seemed untouchable. Then came the ultimate trick. Messi dribbled both balls simultaneously, weaving around imaginary defenders with impossible agility. The balls zipped around each other, swapping positions in midair as if mocking gravity itself. Ronaldo lunged at one ball, only to spin out of control and fall flat on his back, arms flailing. Neymar tried to intercept the other, but the ball bounced off his shoulder and knocked him backward into a pile of cones. Messi paused, standing proudly in the middle of the chaos, tossing both balls into the net with a final flick of his foot. He raised his arms like a magician taking a bow. All right, Neymar groaned from under a cone, brushing himself off. That's unfair. Nobody can do that. Ronaldo, now sitting in a puddle of water from his earlier mishap, added, "This is sorcery, pure sorcery." Messi grinned. "It's just practice," he said, though his smirk suggested otherwise. But the fun wasn't done yet. Messi had another idea. He lined the balls up in a perfect arc around him, then with a rapid series of passes, some so fast that the human eye couldn't follow, the balls bounced from foot to foot, knee to shoulder, head to foot, ricocheting in impossible patterns. Neymar and Ronaldo tried to copy again, but this time every attempt ended in catastrophe. Balls rolled under their feet, flew into the goalposts, and once even hit Ronaldo squarely in the backside, causing him to spin in circles before landing with an undignified thump. Neymar laughed so hard he nearly fell over again, clutching his stomach. As the sun began to dip toward the horizon, casting golden streaks across the pitch, Messi decided to end the session with a grand finale. He flicked the ball lightly, it bounced off his knee, then spun around him like it was orbiting an invisible planet. Neymar Ronaldo watched, stunned, as the ball performed loops, spins, and flips that defied all reason. Finally, Messi tapped it once more, sending it flying high into the air, only to have it land perfectly in the top corner of the net without touching the ground. The shot was flawless. The magic was complete. Ronaldo, drenched and humiliated, could only shake his head. "I give up. You're impossible." Neymar, still laughing uncontrollably, managed to mutter, "Seriously, how do you even do that?" Messi shrugged innocently, tossing the ball between his feet one last time. "A magician never reveals his secrets," he said, winking. The three players sat on the grass, exhausted but exhilarated, watching the sunset paint the sky in fiery oranges and pinks. Ronaldo attempted one last trick, flicking the ball toward Neymar, but it bounced off his own foot, narrowly missing Messi and sending them all into fits of laughter. In that moment, there were no records to break, no trophies to win, only the pure joy of the game, chaos, and friendship. By the time the floodlights came on, casting long shadows across the field, Messi had disappeared briefly, only to return with a new trick. This time, the ball spun so fast it created a small whirlwind around him, lifting the loose grass and scattering cones like confetti. Neymar and Ronaldo tried to approach, but Messi danced away, light on his toes, untouchable. Eventually, they gave up, collapsing in the grass, laughing until tears streamed down their faces. That evening, the story of Messi's magical football tricks would be told and retold among teammates, fans, and friends. No one could explain exactly what happened on that pitch, how one player could bend reality, how two of the best in the world failed hilariously, how laughter and magic blended perfectly. It was a day of football unlike any other, where skill met comedy and the beautiful game became even more enchanting. And somewhere, hidden in the shadows of the net, one small soccer ball rested quietly, as if it had absorbed all the laughter, chaos, and magic of the day, waiting patiently for the next time Messi decided to make the impossible utterly hilarious.